So Piggy Branch Realities is a bad fan game. I know that's a really, straight up way to start, maybe it sounded kind of harsh, but it's the truth, it's really overrated, and I'm going to explain why. So you guys probably know Branch Realities, right? It's like this really big, or at least used to be really big, and popular fan game, right? The premise of the game is basically alternative timelines to the actual Piggy story. It's like, what if this happened, you know? And then they show an alternative timeline of what could have happened. Now, there are four chapters in the game. Four main ones, let's just call them then, and two miscellaneous ones. The main ones are the what if chapters, okay, the ones I was talking about. And the miscellaneous ones are I don't know, yes, fun stuff or more directed towards lore and of that. Yeah, basically, I'm going to talk about the why this game is actually kind of bad and really overrated. Okay, so let's start off by saying that Chapter 1 and Magical Market are actually the best chapters in the whole game and the least rated ones, at least from what I've seen from other people. And it's kind of sad because these ones are the only really good ones that are remotely enjoyable to play, you know. But yeah, let's get started into why Portals and Chapter 2 are bad games, right? So let's just start off with Chapter 2. So now, if you play Chapter 1, then you probably be really familiar with the quality of content that Branch Realities is promising to give. Chapter 1 was pretty cool, I played it. I've played through all the chapters uh, for making this video, and you know, most of it wasn't really enjoyable. Chapter 1 starts off with a what if Penny stayed behind, didn't go to get the cure. And it actually does, I think, a pretty good job at portraying most of the characters, most of them. But yeah, that's precisely the point. Chapter 1 basically ends with Penny all alone in um, you know, basically stranded in a forest all alone by herself, trying to defend people from the infection. And yeah, that's the end, right? She's like Defender Penny, I think that's the name. Now we move on to chapter 2, and chapter 2 is what if Doggy didn't get infected? Now that sounds like a really simple premise, and it's really bad executed, especially story wise. Let's just start off story wise, okay? So basically, Pony just throws the potion on the ground and runs away because that's funny, I guess. I don't know. And Will and Doggy have a really awkward fight. I don't know what happened to the Willow that beat the crap out of Tiger in the chapter 11 ending. I guess she just didn't get to be well translated into this game. Yeah, that seems to be a common trope. Anyways, as I was saying, we don't know we have a really awkward fight that it's kind of out of character. But that's not the only thing out of character in this chapter. Most of you know that Doggy kills Willow in the end, and yeah, it's really it's really weird. Like her death doesn't really have the impact it should have had. Like Doggy just kills her, and then after he's back at the same state that he's just all fine and dandy. Um, it doesn't seem to have that he actually ends up like Penny. So yeah, that's also a negative point. Reusing the same story, amazing. Anyways, yeah, it's really out of character for him to do that, and it feels like her death is extremely forced in. Like, it wouldn't realistically happen in the Piggy universe, considering these are the same characters. Yeah, it's just really out of character for both Willow and Doggy to, you know, for this to happen, and it feels really forced in and really bad. It feels to me like they were trying to please a certain part of the community, and by they I mean the only story writer. I believe there was just one story writer that took part into this chapter, and you probably know who it is. But yeah, that's off topic. Yeah, it feels like to me like they try to please a certain part of the PE community who isn't really too fond with probably the most important character in the whole game. But yeah, and this suspicion just grows when you take into account that apparently apparently it's implied that she's eaten and turned into the axe. So yeah, that's really weird in my opinion, and still really unnecessary and wouldn't happen either. But again, that's just for it for the story. Now, when it comes to the map itself, uh, the map is no better, honestly. I honestly believe that Chapter 1 is as good as it gets in the whole game. Chapter two's map has a really open and wide design, and it's really horizontal. So, if you're playing as the pig, it's really bad because the other players can easily just touch you because there are no choke points, right? Except maybe the cabins, but like, come on, really, the cabins. And there's also a stun mechanic in the chapter. I mean, given that it just takes like about 4 seconds, but still, it's really bad. So yeah, that's it for chapter 2. In my opinion, the worst chapter of all of them. Really bad. And yeah, now let's move on to Portals. Now Portals is it's bad too. Portals basically consist of you going through portals. Couldn't have guessed that. Um, you have to get to the end and going through different obstacles, I guess. But most of these obstacles are like either really boring and repetitive or really unfair to the player, or both. And yeah, they just aren't fun. I don't know how the chapter has like 5 stars. It makes no sense. Anyways, basically, there are some parts that are really well designed, but I think I can literally count them in one hand. The part with the lights, the spotlights that you have to follow. That one does a kind of good job at telling you what you have to do and showing you. Um, the part with I think it's a lamb that plays the piano and her head just turns around and you have to hide and behind something before she spots you, right? I think it's a she. I don't actually know. Yeah, those are really well designed and they do a good job at showing you what you have to do and how to get through it. But just to give an example, I couldn't get past the first part. And it's not just because I'm bad or whatever, it's because I literally have no clue of what I have to do. That theme repeats throughout the chapter. At the very end, you have to choose between several portals, right? And only one is the good one. You're just left there without any clue of where you have to go, right? You just guess what you have to do. And that is, in my opinion, extremely lazy game design and pretty bad in the both chapters. I'm sure I repeated the word bad several times. I mean, but it's because it is. So yeah, that's basically all I have to say for this critique, I guess you could call it. Please don't take this as hate. It's just trying to be constructive criticism of all of these chapters. Again, chapter 2 and portals, they're really bad. Okay, let's just get this done. Stop lying to yourself, guys. These aren't the best chapters in the game. Don't rate them so high. Okay, so yeah, that's it for today. Again, really sorry if any of the developers are watching this and actually want to, take this. I know I'm a no one, a nobody to all of you, but I think I could really improve of things about these chapters. And yeah, if you actually, and I do it for free, okay? I just want this to be a good game at the end of the day, even though I'm not in the dev team at all. So yeah, if you guys would actually want to, I don't know, get some help, I don't know, maybe you're busy or something. If that's the case, and you actually want to, get improve these chapters, then I'm here to help. Okay, I'll do it for free or whatever. You don't even have to approve it. Just look at the work. If you like it, then add it, I guess. If you don't, then that's fine. Okay. And anyways, that's it for today, and I'll see you in the next one, I guess.